Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Hey, besties. It's Behind the Shade. And I just got to watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. I like the episode. Respect your yelders. Season 10, episode 16. Did y'all see that after tonight's episode that the show's not coming back until March 7th? I'm like, they just go keep this one going. Girl, season 10 ain't gonna never end. They gonna hold on for dear life. But the previews are good. We see Destiny's mom. And child, why did that remind me of Keisha Cole and Frankie, R.I.P. Frankie? Oh, with her and her siblings sitting on the couch talking to her mama with that fresh wig on and them shades. And, you know, we understand her struggle. As soon as I saw her mother, I said, oh, okay, got it. But we'll see. We finally go to Detroit and unwrap Destiny's life. This is what we need, girl. Okay. And then Ken and Trish are outside talking about their mess. Then child Chris and Marceau going back and forth and back again. Then Maurice and Marceau going back and forth and back again. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Let's get it. Let's get it. But okay, let's talk about tonight's episode, child. So Tisha wants to have a 70s, an 80s party. An 80s party. She was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, and she don't know what the running man is. I'm like, Tisha, you show us episode after episode how silly you are. How did you make it out of the 80s and don't know nothing about the running man? How does that even happen? So her and Marceau are planning this party because they want to celebrate living. Let's just celebrate living. But Tisha don't want to invite Destiny. Don't want to invite Nell. It's like, look here. We need somebody else to host a party that is mature enough and knows that they have to invite the whole cast. Tisha, we're not stupid. We understand. We've been watching reality TV for a long time. We understand that anything you guys plan, you have to invite the whole cast because you stop. But baby, honey, Destiny's loyalty is in questioning, honey. And because Destiny was making excuses about Nell's behavior. And I wouldn't say necessarily that. It's just when you're in the middle of two people who are supposed to be friends and they're not getting along, you're just trying to be you're trying to just be in the middle. It ain't even about being on the fence. You're just trying to be in the middle. You're trying to bring them together. You're trying to keep it, you're just trying. Whatever it may take, test the waters, see if they can come back together and want to clear things up. You're just trying to mediate, trying to be a good mediator. Okay. So Tisha wants to be left alone about her husband and stop talking about him and whatever before she spills the tea about your marriage, Nell. Marceau tells her to leave that alone because when you get to spilling the tea, sometimes you spill it on yourself. And then he says that, most times the person that spills the tea is the one that gets burned. So let it go, Tisha. Okay. You are in enough mess for no reason. Okay. So Tisha doesn't want Nell to come because she likes to argue. Girl, but feels like she can come and argue with Wanda because she likes to argue. And it's like, no, Tisha, you are a wimp, a buster, a sucker, and you running scared of Nell, and you gonna go get your mama because that's probably what you've been used to doing. And you keep talking about this age gap, and it's like, Girl, Nell is only 10 years older than you, Tisha. Nell and Kimmi are the same age, and she can hang tight with Kimmi at her big old age. But all of a sudden, Nell is too grown for you. You feel uncomfortable arguing with your elder. Kimmi is your elder. You don't have a problem with that. Child. And Bessie, you know how she love to play up Nell's age. It's just, girl, stop it. 10 years is not a big deal. Okay. So Marceau tells her if she don't invite Nell, she'll make it weird. And it'll be very weird. And you know they gonna come. You know Nell loves to dance. So you want Nell to be at a party because she likes to party and have a good time. So they making up some raps for the invitations because they're gonna steal ideas from the housewives. They gonna pull up in an old school limo, like an old school Lincoln Town Car limo, and they'll have a boom box, and the boom box is gonna probably play a cassette tape of them rapping. Well, we see that Tisha can't rap. She said the same word twice. So corny. Yeah. Marceau's raps were shady. He said something about Destiny really being 42 years old, and then something about Wanda not smoking crack. So then they pull up on Kimmi and Trisha, and Ken, and then Kimmi and Maurice. And then Trisha asks, "Was the Fletchers invited?" And Marceau's like, "Yeah, I sent Chris a text. I sure did." So then we get to the Fletcher's house, and they're trying to match their outfits because Chris is a dresser child. They're trying to get their 80s gear together. So Nell tells us that the ladies better not come for her because she don't have time for that mess. And Chris says, he wished Marceau would have called him to invite him to the party instead of sending a text. And I'm like, Chris, child, it don't matter. People ain't calling. People don't use phones to call people. We text, okay? You send a text. Come through. Come to the party. Make a flyer. Send a flyer. Why do you need a verbal invitation? Old school. So child Wanda in her car driving from Bessemer talking all this smack honey to her followers. She on her phone on her IG live, child. She coming for Nell for talking crap to Tisha, child. Wanda, ain't nobody scared of you. Are you okay, Wanda? Ain't nobody scared of you. And that big old child, that big old bun, that big old French roll you had. So Trisha and Ken are at home. They getting ready. And she tells him that if there's some drama, she gonna be right in the middle of it. He was like, "Oh no, don't do that." So, child, it is party time, and they had this party at a gym, probably like at a school. It was really a good idea. The decor was on point, all the decorations. I mean, it was nice. Now, Wanda has self-proclaimed herself as a vlogger. She is content creating because she gonna host this party. So she's outside the door of the gym with the red carpet and her microphone and her cameraman, and she's talking to folks, like the red carpet, asking about their gear and a little drama. So here comes Will, and she flirting with him and his skinty jeans. I was like, nothing about that was 80s. Men were not wearing skinny jeans in the 80s. And he had on some chucks. Okay. Go on in there, girl, boy. Go on in there. Was his arms pierced? Did y'all see he had like a little earring in some kind of jewelry in his arms on both sides? I was like, interesting. Okay. So here comes Trisha and Ken. They look cute. They're bringing it with their 80s gear. The on the screen they called them Run GNC because they work out, so they probably be taking all those supplements and stuff. So Run GNC. Here go Wanda. So where your husband at? Oh, what? In due time, Wanda. In due time. Okay, she let them go in. Here come Nell and Chris. They look really cute and they little, they stuff. I forgot what they called them. I couldn't really see. because Charlie was written in white, real small, whatever they called them, whatever. So they asked, they asked, no, wait. Oh, no. Oh, so inside, okay, Wanda didn't interview Nell and Chris, I guess. So while they were inside the party, Will was asked where was Destiny, and he was like, I don't know. Let me check the group chat, see whose turn it is to talk. And child, I was like, wow. Then Ken says she's coming with Twan this time, and everybody laughing. Ooh, that old Nell. And Chris like, what? And they like, well, where's Lance at? They get quiet when you ask about Lance. Well, Wanda got him out front, child. Here he come. And so she was like, so hi, Lance. And he like, hello. And so she said, are you in Destiny still? He was like, no, we're just friends. He said, oh, she said, oh, so you finally left that HOE, huh? Wow, Wanda, wow. So here comes Kimmi and Maurice. Kimmi got these blue contact lenses in her eyeballs. Yep, in her eyeballs. And they knew Wanda was going to be coming with the mess for her channel, her content creating. So she asked them about Vegas and the lady, and with Martell and Coleslaw interviewed her. So Maurice shut it down. He was like, that is a big ball of nothing. Do you know the lady? No. Okay. Then, honey, here come Martell. Hey. Martell look good. I don't care what y'all say. Martell looks good. Now, this high top fade toupee unit, it looked good. It looked good. Had his glasses on, and then he had on a red Adidas sweatsuit. But why does he have on Jordans? Child, Adidas make tennis shoes. He would have been on point had he had some superstars on, some gazelles, some sambas, some sonomas. I mean, they make all kind of tennis shoes. Oh my goodness. So she asked him, like, what's up with you and my daughter? And he was like, I love her. We started college together. We just doing a little back and forth, with some low blows, but I hope we can get past it, Uh-huh. Well, was it true about that lady you interviewed about Maurice and Marceau? Was that true? And then they flash back to when Martell and Marceau agreed to keep each other's names out of their mouths. And so Martell was like, I ain't saying nothing else. I just want to be cool. So he gets to go in. So, child, the party is rocking. The party ain't a party till this ran all through it. Hey. They Soul Train, doing the Soul Train line. And hey. Then here go Wanda doing the butt. Is she twerking? Wanda, your cheeks is out. What is happening? She done bent over and she Wanda. No. Get up, girl. Get up. Because we know the old people in this group are pushing 60, Nell and Kimmi. But we know Wanda has pushed 60. Wanda, I'm going to need you to stop. Uh-oh. Here come Destiny. Or as Nell refers to her as, Big D Energy. Child, they're like, all your men here. She like, what? That's all I heard was, all your men here. And so Destiny was in her confessionals, like, Huntsville is a small town. Everybody is in everybody's business. And if you don't have none, you're in my business. Hey, Nell. She was cute in her 90s gear. She had on a Gucci jacket, though. I guess, anyway, she was cute. Then you see Will come up to her table and give her a hug. Then Lance gave her a peace sign from afar. I was like, he is so childish. He just like giving her like, hey, like, okay. Where his girlfriend at? Why she didn't come? Twan went over and gave her a hug, and so Destiny said he's the only mature person in the room. I was like, girl, I love that for Destiny. A lot of people think, oh, she's a HOE and oh, she ain't having bumpy and tickle with nobody. She just chilling. She's single. And that's what you're supposed to do when you're single. You're supposed to mingle. Okay? Shoot. So Will tells the fellas that he really want to get with Destiny, but he know he don't stand a chance against Twan. I was like, oh. And he was there. His locks were down. Normally he has them up in some kind of style or in a bun, a man bun, but I was like, okay, he got his hair down. Okay, Twan, I see you, boo. So Marceau says, well, yeah, you know, Twan is a better man than you. Then we see Nell. She over there tipping over there to the table with the other ladies. I was like, girl, you been dancing them pumps all night. Your feet hurt? Now, ladies, let me tell y'all something. You don't need to be tipping, okay? If you're going to wear heels, have you some breakdowns in a little satin little bag or something in your purse, somewhere close where you can get access to them, fold them up, put them in your little bag. But you tipping is not cute. Take your heels off and put on some flats, okay? Because tipping around is not cute. If your feet hurt, take them off. Okay. So anyway, she comes over to the table. They bring up the limo invitations and all that. They're like, did they pull up on y'all? They pulled up on us like, So Destiny and Nell looking like, huh? And Nell, she's all right with not getting the invitation. She know where she's staying with Tisha, right? But Destiny is a little brought aback because she thought her and Tisha were cool. And so Nell said, well, she didn't get serenaded because you wasn't in the peaceful car. And they talking about when they went to the winery. Remember when Destiny got out of the car with Tisha and Kimmi and decided to switch cars with with Trisha. And so, you know, Tisha was mad about that. And so Tisha was one of those vindictive, I'ma get you back type of chicks. She take notes, she keep count, and she petty. She's real petty. So Tisha said, well, no, Destiny didn't text me back, so I wasn't sure if we were good. Girl, people be busy. You didn't get a text. You don't get to. Oh, this woman needs some emotional intelligence. You didn't text me back, so I wasn't sure. Girl, people are living. You sent her an invitation. Keep it moving. Don't you got other stuff to worry about? So here comes Wanda to join the bunch. What y'all talking about? Tisha says, you know, Destiny, you know, she be on the fence. Destiny was like, I'm so annoyed because she feels like Tisha is causing issues with everybody. She said, I don't ride no beep fence. So let's be very clear. You know how Destiny get to talking. And so then here go Wanda. But what got in between you and Nell? And that comment that Chris made about them NDAs, see, that's the problem with you's women. So Destiny's like, Wanda, you're not a woman too? And so Nell says, you know, it's a lot of misunderstandings. And she starts to explain what happened. And she says, you know, the men, they over there kiki and ka while we over here fighting. So Wanda says, well, somebody carrying the bones. They need to drop the bones. And so she said, oh, and yeah, Chris needs to be checked. And then here go Nell. Well, yo, daughter checked him. So Wanda is like, hold on, sucker. Why you DAMing my daughter? Because I'm angry. And when I get angry, I'm just angry because I'm angry. Okay, well, I don't give a D about that. Well, I don't give a D either. So Destiny tries to go cool Nell down. Tisha gets up to go cool down Wanda because, honey, we don't want the old people fighting, okay? So now Wanda is mad about Nell saying DAMN daughter. Why you say that, putting that on my kids, this and that and that? And I'm like, see, Now, this is all a mess. Are you happy, Tisha? Was your idea a good idea? This is exactly what you wanted. So why are you going over there to cool your mama down? You wanted her to come all the way out to Huntsville to fight Nell. So Chris said, about the NDAs about the Scott brothers, how Maurice ain't in this when allegedly they both was messing with that young lady in the interview with Martell and Coleslaw. Uh, the wives are mad, and now Wanda is mad at Nell. You happy, Tisha? This what you wanted? Well, yeah. I say you have an attitude problem. I don't have an attitude problem. Well, I got one now, but if you got one, well, you use my daughter. Well, I apologize for using your daughter to bleep bleep, whatever that was about. My daughter, I'm coming and you went. What, Wanda? And that's why I protected myself. I don't have my mother. Uh-oh, y'all done triggered Nell. Now we talking about my mama. Well, I need my mother to protect me. Well, I lost my mother too, but I don't act like that. Don't tell me how to act when you're talking about my mama. Well, it's something you didn't clear up before she passed away. Don't do that. Don't do that. My mother stayed with me. I took care of my mother. We were very clear. Don't you come for me unless I send for you. Wait, y'all done went too far. You done gone too far. Now, wait a minute. Besties. She talking about Nell didn't clear something up with her mother before she passed away. I couldn't help but think, well, Tisha is the one who didn't clear things up with her cousin Kiki before she passed away. So, Wanda, if you want to talk about some unhashed business, yeah, bring up your DAM'd daughter. Yeah, because, yeah, she didn't clear some things up with her cousin. And don't be coming for me talking about my passed away mom. Oh, honey, by the way I would have leaped across that table and landed in Wanda's bun. Ooh, I would have been French rolling Wanda all over that floor. Child, they ain't about it. These girls ain't about nothing. All they want to do is talk, 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 talk. So Tisha gets up to put the brakes on Wanda again. Boo boo, this what you wanted. This what she came for. She doing her job. Let her cook. Big old frying. Let me cook. So Nell was clear that her and her mama was very clear. So don't say that. We had plenty of time to clear things up. But what did y'all need to clear up though, Nell? I want to know. I want to know what was going on between you and your mama. Don't y'all want to know too, besties? What was up with her and her mama? They had smoke. So anyway, in this moment, this is when Tisha realizes that Nell just likes to cuss when she's talking to you and at you. And I'm like, well, don't your mama cuss and act a fool? You're like, Tisha, don't sit here and pretend like you don't understand how women can get off the hook. Your mother stays off the hook. Now, even if Wanda cusses or don't cuss, her mess is equivalent to cussing. I don't care what you say. Tisha, you're regretting what you did. That's what's happening. So Destiny asks, well, what are y'all arguing about when y'all agreed you had a misunderstanding? I don't understand why we spinning this block. And so she said, the men are good. Then he go want to know. The men are just dogs. Child. Then, to my surprise, Nell and Tisha are agreeing that marriage should be off limits and that they should be encouraging each other because marriage is hard. Then Nell apologizes to Tisha. All you had to do was apologize 5 episodes ago now, and this would have been done. But no, We had to wait and drag these episodes out. And you apologized. Huh. So I guess Nell needed to be triggered first for her to realize that she needed to apologize. Well, maybe Tisha, maybe you was on to something, child. But needing your mama to come to your defense with an adult who's 10 years older than you is diabolical and retarded. I'm sorry, it is. So they finish off the party. They are dancing, slow dancing, taking pictures, and it really was nice to see that. Their picture came out nice. The group picture with everybody, it was really nice. Good job. Good job. Good job, Tisha and Marceau. So, child, Maurice and Kimmi go out on a date to talk about going out on dates. This a date day. This a date night. I like date night. I like date day. Ooh, okay, y'all. Oh my goodness. So they talk about the therapy sessions that they've been having with Derek and Sonia. And Maurice talks about the different perspectives that they have. And Kimmi doesn't think that they give different perspectives. Especially about this, his yearning to make love so much, his 3 times a day little habit he has. So she says Maurice hears so he can be right. Like he just never wants to be wrong. And Kimmi is like, he is wrong in this instance right here, right now with me. Yes. So Kimmi is pumping up a little bit because she has a voice. She wants to be heard, and she's finding out some things about her husband. Like he says, the problem is our desires. We're unequally yoked in that area. She was like, no, it hasn't always been like that. He said it has. She said it hasn't. He said it has. I'm sitting here like, now wait a minute. He's to me, I'm thinking he's giving me cheater vibes. Like he think his needs are being met. It's just not with Kimmi. That's what I took from it. So he asked her, was it not normal before? And I'm like, this is a good question. Sometimes you got to go back to figure out how you got here and how to move forward, okay? Kimmi is determined, as she says, it was not every day. And if it didn't happen, you didn't get angry, but now you're getting angry about it. And so he says it happened all the time. He is sticking to what he's sticking to. Never mind her cancer and how that may have affected her libido and her body and how she feels. But I guess these things happened before that, and just cancer didn't play a part into this. He's having no compassion for her. He's very selfish. It seems like, like I said last week, these men are single in their marriage. Kimmi is married to a selfish man who has to be right, and he wants what he wants, and nothing else matters to him. And you can't be married you can't be married. It won't be successful. You can't be selfish in your marriages. You just can't be selfish. So, he said it happened all the time. And I'm like, well, who? Because Maurice is disagreeing with Kimmi, and she says, you want me to be the villain in your story. And he's like, what? And it's like, wow, how did we get here, Kimmi and Maurice? That's all I want to know. How did we get here? He's saying he was getting it 3 times a day. You said he wasn't. How did we get here? And see, child, we'll keep going. So now she's realizing that he may not be revealing how he really feels in therapy. Like when he's in therapy, he's probably just answering the right questions that are asked, but he's not discussing how he really feels. He's just there talking to be nice to them people. In other words, so now she reveals that what turned her on about him is when he was building, laying down the floors and the carpets and putting in cabinets. And now he don't want to do that. So now she's turned off by the soft hand era that he's in, being an attorney, meaning that he's not using his hands to hammer and put things together. He's not being masculine. Now he wants to sit at a desk and do paperwork and, have the soft hand era. I thought that was funny. That was cute. And so she said she has to turn herself on because now he wants to be pretty, she says. Pretty? I don't know about that one, Kimmi. And, now, to me, you're getting a little, Kimmi, watch your mouth because now you throwing words out that's going to bite you back. Don't call your husband pretty. Don't do that. And I'm sorry, Maurice is not a pretty boy, ma'am. No, ma'am, not him. So when he was building, she got more time in with him. She could go while he was working and she could talk to him for hours and hours and hours. Y'all, what's that, Money Long? Okay, I won't go into that. He says he thought they did it so much then because of him, not because of building. And she says, well, she thought they did it so much because of her and not because he wanted it so much. I was like, wow. See, Kimmi, these are things that you overlooked before you rushed into marriage. I'm just going to say rushed because what did you want to get married to him for? Like, things that you think are small besties while you're dating and engaged will turn out to be bigger problems later. So you don't want to miss steps. You want to discuss everything, make sure you're clear. And making love is definitely something that you have to. I don't know if you need to talk about it because to get engaged means that you guys are kind of equally yoked in that area. I'm using what Maurice said. Why would you want to move forward with the woman if y'all not getting it in? Like, why is it a problem now? Because we thought this became a problem when she got cancer. That's how it seemed. But it seems like she's I don't know, they in two different worlds at the same time. Okay, so and I'm sitting here looking at Kimmi like she was like, I don't want no attorney. I want you to build. But I don't think she wants him to build because she like it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think Kimmi wants a man to use his hands and she wants a contractor? She wants a construction worker more than an attorney? Or did she like the idea that when he did that kind of work that she had more time? I'm not sure. Maybe both, but we'll move on because she does mention something what kind of answers the question. So she says, so they both are on two different planes. I don't know. So then he asked her, why did you marry me then? And you know that question is the gateway to divorce. I don't want to say it because he didn't want to say it, but you know that question is a gateway to divorce. Why did you marry me then? Because I wasn't building then. She said, because you were building then. Child. Oh. She said, well, if that's the case, if you wanted it so, if she said, if you wanted so much, if that was the case, you can get that anywhere. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, are you telling him, are you giving him a pass, Kimmi? Are you saying he cheats on you? Come on now. I'm picking up on all the clues, y'all. So, she said, well, I don't mind this soft hand era, but they've changed and they need to figure it out. And so now they're frustrated with each other. And it looks like and she said, gonna what? He was like, I'm not gonna think that. I'm not gonna say it. She like, think what? Why? Why? He said, because I do think it, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna speak negatively over our lives. And she knows where this is going. And it don't have to go there because that's not what she's trying to do. She's trying to make this therapy work. But if he gonna sit in there and play in her face and waste time and money on this therapy, why are we doing that? But then maybe they are speaking the same far as divorce. But I don't think that's what she wants. But she just wants some time, and he's not giving her time. Ooh, I just think that, you know, this man wants all this because of his raising. He needs separate counseling. I think he needs addict counseling, but he needs to pick that apart because his need for it stems from his childhood. So he needs separate counseling because he probably will not open up if with all these people. Like the couples counseling probably will not work for Maurice because the lady is sitting there watching him and he doesn't want to be judged. So he might need some one-on-one, maybe with Derek, maybe with someone else, maybe Dr. Francis. What happened to Dr. Francis? What happened? What's going on there? But Maurice is very much trying to keep or make Kimmi insecure about her needs, his needs. And, you know, you're talking about he used to be a builder and now he's an attorney. Well, Kimmi, you used to be a nurse and now you're not. So that's interesting that she rather him do construction. I told y'all they should, Bestie, didn't I say last week that Kimmi and Tisha should switch, do a wife swap, a husband swap? I told y'all Kimmi want her a contractor. She want Marceau. She like how Marceau got that swag. And I guess she thinks the swag comes from building and not being an attorney. But this was very entertaining. I was very, you know how I am with this show. Sometimes it just gets on my nerves. Sometimes it's good. Tonight's episode was very good to me. Now, please drop down in the comments. Let me know what you thought. The season on March 7th starts back, and it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good, and they need to go ahead and close it on out. Drop down in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure your notification bell is on, and give me some hype the video, y'all. Hype the video so more people can find my small channel. And I will catch you on the next recap. It will be Real Housewives of Potomac. All right. Have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, bestie.